Destiny 2, like all games, has had its fair share of ups and downs, but at heart, Destiny is still a fantastic game with an amazing world, characters, and gameplay systems to enjoy. So to help you, a new player, take your first steps into the game, here is how to experience Destiny 2's story in 2026. First of all, I would play the new player campaign from start to finish if you're just starting out. I'll be honest, it's not really a campaign, it's more of a tutorial, which isn't the best tutorial. What it will do though is give you time to adjust to the game, the movement and the gunplay, which you may or may not need time to learn. If you want to skip it, then that's fine. You'll be prompted to interact with a spaceship after the first mission or so, which gives you the option to skip or continue the tutorial campaign. Now, Shadowkeep is the oldest campaign that you can play in Destiny 2, and it begins the Light and Darkness saga, which evolves and concludes over a number of campaigns. This campaign can be started by going to the moon, and it is free to play. The additional content that came with the original DLC is still locked behind purchasing the Shadowkeep pack, but you can safely ignore that because it's irrelevant to the story. Beyond Light continues the story that Shadowkeep began, and again is free to play. Completing the campaign will allow you to unlock a new subclass, Stasis, which you'll get a taste of throughout the campaign. You can start the campaign by going to Europa. From this point onwards, the remaining Destiny 2 campaigns are not free to play, though you can play the first and sometimes second mission of a campaign for free. The Witch Queen is the third campaign you will want to play. If you have purchased the DLC, then play the campaign in its entirety. If you haven't, then play the first two missions, which are of course free, and then head over to the timeline in the top right of the world directory and go to the left until you see the Witch Queen. There you'll be able to play the Lucent Hive mission, which provides important context for the Light and Darkness saga. The timeline has other missions which I'll recommend later on, and I'll talk more about the timeline itself at the end of the video. Following on from the Witch Queen, and we have Lightfall. I'm going to be honest, this campaign was a doozy. A reason you may want to do the Lightfall campaign, which requires you to purchase the DLC, is that you'll be able to unlock another subclass, Strand, which can be very strong. I would personally recommend waiting for Lightfall to go on sale before purchasing it, as you'll be primarily buying it for the subclass. The final campaign in the Light and Darkness saga, though not the final Destiny campaign, is the Final Shape. Before you do this though, I advise you to again go over to the timeline and go to the left until you reach Forsaken, and then play the mission called Cade's Fate. This is the opening mission for the Forsaken campaign, which is no longer in the game. It is the only mission in the game with a character called Cade, who you won't have any attachment to as you're only just starting Destiny now, but he is an important character and is relevant to the Final Shape. Like with all the campaigns, the first mission is free to play, but after that you will have to buy the DLC if you wish to experience the end of the Light and Darkness saga. We now begin a new saga called the Fate saga, which starts with the Edge of Fate and continues with Renegades, a Star Wars inspired expansion. While I personally very much enjoyed the Edge of Fate, as a new player you may not appreciate the depth of the story as well as the length of the campaign, which is very long for Destiny standards. It's both a blessing and a curse. While I would recommend purchasing and playing the Edge of Fate, you can safely ignore the DLC if you want to, and instead go directly to Renegades, which when you start gives a sort of recap for the Edge of Fate, which won't give everything away, but it will give a little bit of context so that you're not left confused when certain things happen or are mentioned during the Renegades campaign. And that is the entirety of Destiny 2's story inside the game. We're going to briefly revisit the timeline now because it's a way for you to learn about the events that took place from the beginning of Destiny 2 and before all the way to the current expansion. This includes past seasons and episodes too. You'll be able to read a summary of each expansion and the seasons that followed, which will allow you to piece together what happened between each story beat, because unfortunately seasons are no longer playable along with the original campaign, Curse of Osiris, Warmind and Forsaken. We've now gone through every campaign and the timeline, so this is the end of the video. Hopefully this will help some new players understand how to experience Destiny 2's story as it is now. If you have any questions, even lore related, then feel free to drop them below. Thank you for watching, have a great day.